us to a museum for our first date.
Yeah, this is a good experience.
How much was the ticket?
Oh, it was free. How you like the museum?
It was cool, but are you gonna take us out to eat or something?
Yeah, I'm really feeling this right here, this taco stand.
Please do not come around me saying you will feed your husband before you feed the children. Please do not come around me saying that. You will piss me clean off.
We are women that actually get to live on our own,
Bro.
for the first time in like history.
Bro, I literally saw a girl on TikTok was like, we are the first generation in a lot of our lineage to be women to pay and paying all of our own bills without a man and no kids.
If you take a black woman and stick her in a room with 10 black men, just random pick, just go pick a random. Go to the mall and pick 10 random black people. Stick them in a room. Ask every one of them, what do you do for a living? What do you do for a living? What do you do for a living? How many kids do you have? What do you do for a living? What is your education level? What are your accomplishments in life? I'm going to say 8 times out of 10, that woman has outdone every man in that room.
House cleaning before we get started. For those who've been rocking with me from day one, I appreciate the support. For those who may be new here, coming in or out the door, for me, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, get it cracking in the comments. Every bit of your engagement absolutely helps promote me into the YouTube algorithm. I thank y'all for the support. Now let's get to it. Drop the video. Let's go.
So you took us to a museum for our first date.
Yeah, this is a good experience.
How much was the ticket?
Oh, it was free. What you mean? Oh, this is nice campus, right? I like the art. You like this art?
I mean, it was free to get in here. I'm sure somebody liked the art.
How you like the museum?
It was cool, but are you gonna take us out to eat or something?
Yeah, I'm really feeling this right here, this taco stand.
Can you just take me home?
Shit, I walked here.
That's what I'm talking about.
Shit, what you mean? It's LA.
I don't date broke niggas.
This is an example of parody reflecting reality. I know this is scripted. I know this was shot and recorded to poke fun or make parody of the modern dating market, or the modern dating scene, I should say. But let's look at this real quick, and I'm gonna be very quick about this. Most modern women, when they're dating, most of them are not, for one, dating with intent. For two, they're clout chasing and they're stunning for social media. So they want to go on these extravagant, exorbitant dates simply to show off to other women, by the way, because that's who they're in competition with, covert competition as usual. So they want to be taken on the most extravagant date possible. And if you're trying to get to know them by taking them to a museum date, a coffee date, a walking date, to them that's an insult, because now they cannot brag, they cannot stunt, they cannot show other women their value through the means of consumer spending, the means of materialism or consumerism by the expensive date. So they get upset by the concept of demeaning their value in their eyes by not taking them on a date that's exorbitant. They want to stunt for social media and be in complete competition with other women. Although they all feign that they're not in competition with one another, they absolutely are. And that's why they want to go on these nonsensical, very expensive dates. Not because they're trying to get to know the man, not because it's some testament to actual value of who they are, because at this point, you really don't know them enough to put value or investment into them. They simply want you to invest upfront in their clout and stunt chasing. That's what this is about. That's all any of this nonsense about high price or expensive dates are about. It's not really a testament to their value, but a testament to how they can stunt and brag about their value, perceived value, to other women they're in secret competition with. Let's go to the next one.
Please do not come around me saying you will feed your husband before you feed the children. Please do not come around me saying that. You will piss me clean off. Because why are you with a man who would want to eat before his kids? Please tell me why you would ever want to be with a man who would feed himself before his own kids eat. What?
Stop catastrophizing this situation, right? First of all, we all know that if a woman is fixing her husband a plate before her children, it's not like the man is sitting at the table gorging himself on food while the kids are standing around the table waiting for the scraps. What simply is happening is the woman is fixing her husband's plate, giving it to him, sit down, and the kids are giving their plate, and they all sit down at the table and eat together. Now, do I believe that a man should eat before his children? No. I think that if a woman fixes her man's plate before his children, I'm absolutely okay with that. But I'm pretty sure in a normal situation, that woman fixes her husband his plate, he sits down, the children sit down, and their plate is then promptly given to them after that. It's not like the children are standing there waiting for their father to finish eating before they even nourish themselves. This is ridiculous. And this is just another one of those tired arguments from, quite frankly, feminists who want to demean men's position in their households because you do not respect men. No man is going to eat before his children, right? They're not going to stand there and watch their children starve while they just gulp down food. That's nonsensical. But what this is simply saying is, in a household where the man is the provider, the protector, the one that is in leadership role, who would you feed first? And you should feed the one who's going to protect the rest of the family. In a lion kingdom, right? We look at lions. There's a pride full of lionesses, and there's one male. And that male, regardless if the lioness go out and hunt the prey, he will eat first. Why? Because when there are a huge number or a clan or a cackle of hyenas coming around to steal that food, he is going to be the one that's going to wreck shop and run them off of that feed. So yes, he has to eat first so he'll have that nourishment, that strength to protect the pride, because lionesses cannot fight off a horde or a cackle of hyenas. It takes a male lion to come through and regulate, which is why he eats first. And it's the same in the scenario of human beings. The man is the one that's taking on all the responsibilities of provisioning, protection, and leadership, and he should get his plate first. But I'm pretty sure most men who are decent are going to wait till everyone sits down and they all eat together as a family. Girl, get your ass out of here with this nonsense. Let's go to the next one.
We are women that actually get to live on our own,
Bro.
for the first time in like history.
Bro, I literally saw a girl on TikTok was like, we are the first generation in a lot of our lineage to be women to pay and paying all of our own bills without a man and no kids.
Yes, and you have the luxury to choose to do that.
This is not like, oh, this is what I want to do, and I don't need a man for it.
And
if a man comes, cool, but I don't need a man.
I don't need him for that.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, like once I started thinking about it like that, it really helped me learn how to be alone, because I was like, in reality, I'm looking at my apartment and all this is me right here.
Materialism and consumerism. This is all these women ever base being an independent adult off of. The ability to pay bills, which, quite frankly, you're stupid. Women, feminists, I should say, fought for women to pay bills. Bravo. Congratulations. You worked against your own best interest. Like, you cannot make this stuff up. But anyhow, y'all are not the first generation of women to be on your own paying bills, right? This stuff started during the late 60s, early 70s with the government assistance programs, allowing women to be in the home with their children only without a man, because the man couldn't be present to receive those benefits. So this shit has been going on for decades upon decades. I don't know if you young ladies picked up any history book before you got on this podcast and opened your mouth and spewed this nonsense that's not remotely historically accurate. But you're not the first generation of women to pay bills, or even the first generation of women to live alone and adult by yourselves. This stuff has been going on for, quite frankly, about 60 years. You're the first generation of women who complain about doing it, while at the same time say you don't need a man to do it, but you want a man to come along and completely do this adulting for you. So it's a weird flex to me. In one hand, you celebrate being strong, independent, and can pay bills on your own. And on the other hand, you crap on men and say men should be doing this. You should want to do this for us. And we don't need you to do it. We want and desire you to do it. It's like, what are y'all actually saying? To me, this is nothing more than shitting in one hand, pissing in the other, and pretending that you cleaned your hands. You ladies cannot have everything your way. If you want to be strong, independent, and quite frankly, a basic adult and want some type of accolades or platitudes or congratulating y'all on being independent and doing simple adulting that most adults have to do, then okay, so be it. Congratulations, you're a consumer. Congratulations, you're an employee. So what? Now what's your next move other than getting on social media time and time again, complaining about the very thing you want to brag about? And in one breath, you brag about being independent and strong, and in the next breath, you complain about it. This is nonsense. This is why I tell men all the time, take this shit with a grain of salt, because they themselves don't even know what they want. Let's go to the next one.
If you take a black woman and stick her in a room with 10 black men, random pick, just go pick a random. Go to the mall and pick 10 random black people. Stick them in a room. Ask every one of them, what do you do for a living? What do you do for a living? What do you do for a living? How many kids do you have? What do you do for a living? What is your education level? What are your accomplishments in life? I'm going to say 8 times out of 10, that woman has outdone every man in that room and still doing stuff. So when guys come and say crazy stuff to you, just think about that. Just think about that. Even me, if you take me and stick me in a room, even as a housewife, I still have more accomplishments, and I still probably earn way more as a housewife that don't even leave the house and just sits on YouTube and talks.
Oh, Shira, oh, Shira, oh, Shira. Nothing you said made sense. And that AI you're using for your background is horrible because you look like some reptilian going in and out of phasing from your human to reptilian face. But anyhow, let me say this for this nonsense we just heard. There's no way for her to quantify anything she just said. It's all speculatory. It's all assumptions. She's assuming that most black men, I should say, are unsuccessful. And it's not true. She can't quantify it. She can't point to any research, any scientific research that backs her claims. This is nothing more than the typical shaming from the finesse goddess herself, the witch goddess herself. Is your husband unsuccessful because you tout and brag all the time about this older man you attach yourself to for financial gain and glory, but you want to get on your platform as usual and shame other black men for what? Why are you even attempting to shame men that you tell women to stay away from? What's the angle here other than to demean, belittle, and denigrate a group of men who you claim the women who follow your ideology shouldn't be interested in to begin with? It never ceases to amaze me the amount of energy these women put into taking cheap shots at black men simply to do it. Black men are the lowest men on the totem pole when it comes to taking shit, insults, being dragged through the mud and made a mockery out of. We're the easy target. We're the easy mark. And that train is never late. I don't care if it's a black woman, a white man, Asian, Arab, whoever it may be. That train is never late to denigrate and belittle black men as if, and I should say black American men, as if we are the scourges of the earth, when we're simply existing, trying to live our life. Some men are not successful, some men are average and normal. The majority of men are actually average and normal. And for a woman who sits on YouTube and whatever social media platform she may present her content to, and claim that just because she earns ad revenue dollars or super chats or whatever she gets her money from, that's some testimony to her accomplishments, when it's simply just, to me, a testimony of the amount of embittered, broken women who will buy into your nonsense that made you this money, because they're traumatized, they're hurt, they're bitter, and they're broken, and you create an echo chamber or a safe space for them to vent, to denigrate, and belittle the very men that, by the way, most of them still desire and want to get their rocks and their jollies off through insult, shame, and guilt. I hate people like her, and I don't know her personally. I don't hate her on a personal level, but I hate her content and that it exists. Y'all ladies need to realize this woman is a charlatan. She's simply telling you things to make you feel good to get the dollar. Wake up, ladies. Wake up. That's all I got, man. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Get it cracking in the comments. I'll see y'all in the credits. 2 fingers. Peace. I'm out. Catch y'all on the next one. Stop listening to this fool. I'm out of here. Black Jesus.